The war had raged for 53 cycles. Billions of lives extinguished, entire star systems reduced to drifting rubble, and civilizations torn apart. The Krothi Empire and the Vunkar Dominion had all but bled themselves dry in their struggle for galactic dominance. Only a few token fleets remained, their ships battered and barely functioning. A ceasefire was being negotiated on the neutral moon of Graxian 7. For the first time in 5 decades, silence hovered over the battlefield. Then the humans arrived. Not with a diplomatic envoy, not with a flag of truce, but with Aphelion, a ship so massive it eclipsed Graxian 7's light for 8 minutes as it entered orbit. High Lord Zalvek of the Krathi stood frozen at the viewport, his tendrils twitching. "That thing," he hissed. "Is that a moon?" "No," replied his aide, adjusting his trembling voice. "That's the human flagship." On the Vunkar side of the table, Matriarch HFY snarled. "Humanity has no stake in our war. Why would they send a warship of that size now?" The answer came moments later. The Aphelion's comms burst through all frequencies, clean, crisp, unmistakably human. "Attention, Krothi and Vunkar forces. You were warned to end this war. You failed. The time for negotiation is over. You have 15 minutes to evacuate all personnel from Graxian 7. This is not a threat. This is a courtesy." The two warring species exchanged stunned glances. 15 minutes? Matriarch HFY growled. "That's madness. They wouldn't dare." Her words cut off as a hologram activated over the negotiation table. A human officer, Commander Riley Thorne, appeared. Mid-40s, calm, not a single trace of hesitation in her steel-gray eyes. "I'm not here to scare you," she said. "I'm here to end this." Zalvek bared his fangs. "You would threaten us on neutral ground?" Thorne didn't blink. "Neutrality ended when your missiles leveled a Vunkar colony of civilians last cycle. We warned both sides. You ignored us. The Galactic Accord recognizes Earth as a peacekeeping authority now. This war ends today." HFY slammed a clawed hand on the table. "You do not have the authority." Thorne smiled coldly. "We have the power. That's all we need." Above the moon, the Aphelion's weapon systems came online. Plasma lances spun into position. Orbital kinetic rods locked in place. The ship's engine hum deepened to a thunderous growl across the sky. "What kind of species builds a battleship larger than a planet's capital city?" one of the Krothi whispered. "Humans," someone answered. "Humans build warnings you can see from orbit." On the Vunkar bridge, desperate calls poured in. Troops panicked. Evacuation shuttles launched in mass. Everyone remembered Earth's first intervention, how an entire pirate fleet vanished in a single minute without a trace. And still, some doubted. Then came the demonstration. The Aphelion fired a single kinetic rod, non-lethal, precisely aimed, into the heart of Graxian 7's mountain range. The mountain disintegrated. The shockwave cracked the moon's crust. Atmospheric dust surged into orbit. Neither Krothi nor Vunkar spoke after that. Commander Thorne's voice returned, low and final. "This is your last war. There will not be another." One by one, the fleets powered down. Engines cooled. Weapons retracted. The war, once a raging inferno, was smothered in the shadow of one human ship. It wasn't diplomacy that ended the bloodshed. It was fear. No, it was respect. The kind only earned when a species decides peace isn't worth asking for anymore. And as Aphelion turned silently in orbit, its hull gleaming like a blade under starlight, the galaxy took note. Humanity had arrived, not as allies, not as conquerors, but as the final word.